We are recording now. All right, so thank you so much for jumping on the call tonight. Kristen and myself wanted to just like do a little team call, casual call, as we always do, just kind of explaining what we're learning with IG. And I wanted to do this, guys, because I am the queen of procrastination, but not just like putting things off, like straight up not wanting to do it, like remaining the dinosaur, like not wanting to try new things because it's going to create more work. I don't have time to learn new things. I need to focus on what matters, you know, that kind of mentality. But I realized from on this day and just the reminders of what it used to be, like, people don't care about what I have to say on Facebook anymore. Like, you know, that's fine. I don't really add massive value like I used to. But I was just noticing, like, the likes and engagement way down. And it's like, oh, everybody's hanging out over at IG. So it's like, I don't know about that. But I started dabbling in it. And it turns out I'm actually having a lot of fun. So we want to talk a little bit about why it's fun, what we're doing, and just some of those simple things that when I saw it happening, like on people's IG stories, I'm like, how are they doing that? But I actually took some time to learn it. And it's like, oh, it wasn't that difficult. If I can learn it in a day, it's not that difficult. If I can learn it before I get overwhelmed, it's pretty easy. So we really just wanted to go over a few like foundational housekeeping type things with IG and what we've learned and what we've applied. And, you know, just kind of say, hey, it's not that tough, and, you know, take the pressure off a little bit. Okay? All right. I'm going to just get started, and then me and Kristen are just going to go back and forth. We have a list that we're going to work through, and then maybe at the end we can open it up to questions if you have any. But again, this is going to be, I guess, like 101. Nothing too in-depth, I don't think. All right. Raise your hand. Most of you are faces. Raise your hand if you are already active on IG. Okay. Raise your hand if you are not. Okay, Joanna, do you have an IG account? Yep, just got to get started over there. Okay, cool. So first I'm going to talk about a business versus personal page. And mine was a personal page up until 7:55 tonight. I went because it was the first thing I was going to talk about. So I'm like, oh, I better go and learn how to do it. And it was actually pretty easy. I went to the 3 dots on the bottom left-hand corner or bottom right-hand corner. I took screenshots so I could tell you, I believe, but they're not there. There we go. I went to the 3 little dots, and it says, welcome to Instagram Business Tools. And then it tells me who all of my friends have business profiles. And then I just swiped over because it said continue. And then it says, as a business page, you get to get insights about your followers and see how your posts are performing. So you get to see insights on a business page. Now I swiped over, and it says reach your customers, create promotions. So you get to promote and create ads on Instagram with a business page to reach more customers and build your business, it says. Get new contact options, contact options. Feedback. Add a contact button to your profile to make it easier for people to get in touch with you. And it shows that there's like this little contact button there. And then it says connect to Facebook. And I'm like, that's interesting. But you do have to have a Facebook business page to connect to in order to be business on Instagram. So if that scares you right now, all I want you to do is write down on, I'm going to mute somebody. Write down on your list of where you're taking notes right now, Instagram business page, little arrow, need Facebook business page, okay? You're going to work through these things in a very low pressure way to where you can get this going, okay? So I connected to my business page, and it said, welcome, your page, let's say, has been linked to your business profile. You'll be able to edit it on Facebook. Now you can get started with new business tools like promotions and insights about your posts and followers. It took like 2 minutes. It was very, very easy. So I learned about that just through a Jatana Jackson video, training on IG, and it just basically said the same thing of why you would do that. which was who are your followers, what they like, where they are. And then she mentioned this really helps when you tag your location, which is something, write that down, tag location, something that I actually need to build the habit on, because I've been to a couple of cool places the past few days and I didn't tag my location. But I've heard success stories of when simply just doing that, like Bonnie was over here the other night talking about, she tagged a location and got a random message saying, hey, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I just saw that you were at the same place I was and I started looking at your page. I think you're pretty cool, whatever. So it would behoove of us to tag locations. So I'm going to highlight that because that is something I haven't built a habit with yet. Okay, so that is all of my first part, which is I made my Instagram a business page so I can take advantage of some of the insights and additionals that you get. And now I'm flipping it over to Kristen.
So I am not an Instagram expert in any way. Like Lindsay said, we're learning. And my teammate Monica's on this call. I just saw her pop on, and she is Instagram awesome. But what I have been doing is really studying Instagram through videos and talking to Monica and talking to other people. And so why Lindsay asked me to do this with her is I am actually in the process of making, and I'm almost done, a whole document that basically goes through how to have a successful Instagram page through all of the, videos and information I've been watching. But the thing that she wanted me to talk about next was about your description about you. So in your profile, your bio at the top, like right under your picture, you can put describe you. And so just a quick note on that. Jen Richardson is really big on Instagram. And one of the first things she says is to get at least 10 things, write down at least 10 things, interests that describe you, who you are outside of Beachbody. So nothing to do with Beachbodies, because you're going to want to connect with people on Instagram because of other things. You're going to want to get to know them for other reasons just than Beachbody. We're not like hashtagging Beachbody. We're not, talking about 80-day obsession out there. We can talk about it in a way like if you were at Summit last year, Shalene did, what is it called? Now I'm like brain farting, but
curiosity marketing.
Yes, curiosity marketing. So people want to know what you're doing, and you're not just kind of telling them off the bat so they're like, oh, she wants to sell me something. But anyways, the interests, you can put those in your bio. So when someone comes to your page, they can say, oh yeah, I would connect with this person. The thing is it only allows you to type a certain number of characters in your bio. So what you want to do is you want to create that, your bio, in your notes and copy and paste it into then your bio. It will allow you to do it that way. And I have a bunch of images I can share, but there's tons of coaches you can see. They use emojis. Sometimes they don't. And just about your bio is you just want to really describe you. And so when someone, finds you on Instagram and they come to your page, they know what you're about. They know you'll connect, and they might be interested in actually following you. So I think that's what we wanted to say about the profile, just that you should probably copy and paste it from your notes and create it with your interests.
Yes, just to make it look super cute, because just as my Facebook banner on my personal page has been the same lame. Not lame because all the beautiful people that are in it, but it's nothing about me. My Facebook banner is a picture from all of us locked arms from the team retreat. And it's beautiful, and I love that photo. But my banner, yes, needs to reflect me and my interest. But I've never changed it because I'm A, lazy, and B, I love that photo. But that's what I want. And the same thing goes for my IG. On my IG, it says Lindsay Stay, entrepreneur. Okay, that's going to turn half my people off right there. Then it says fun, loud, which I am. Like mom, over the top, loves to laugh, travel, and do the impossible. that's kind of funny that I probably did that in 5 seconds one day, but I think I need to add something. I like when people have emojis. You can look at Lindsay Matway, Jatana Jackson, Jen Richardson, maybe even Katie Hefner, and just kind of see how they set it up. It just needs to be eye-catching. You can do big fonts. You can space out. You can add little things. Melanie Mitra, another one too, or Mitra. I always say it like that. You can see how other people are doing it and create your own. So while Kristen was talking, I was writing down just a few things, and I hope you were too, of things that I could put on mine. And they all come to my head. Nothing I've ever put much thought into before, but I love games, and I need to specify that somehow. I don't know if I should say board games or game night. Love game night, because I don't want people to think I'm like a gamer, because I ain't a gamer. I don't like those games, but I love to play games and have game night with friends and laugh my face off. I love nature and gardening and painting and throwing parties and event planning. So those are a few that I put down. That's all outside of Beachbody. And of course, you could also put like fitness, nutrition, or whatever. I don't know. Is that allowed? But, it's part of life. Helping others or something. So hopefully you jot down just a few things that identify you. These are one of those things that you wrote down to do it, and then we'll get off the call, and 75% of us won't do it, right? Raise your hand if that's you. Okay, Scarlett just outed herself, so hopefully you can find some time while we're talking to write a few down if you hear anything. Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Kristen. We are moving on. Now, the third thing we're going to talk about is something called Linktree. Raise your hand if you have not heard of that. Okay, now here's the deal with IG. Have you ever heard of swipe up? In an IG story, swipe up if you want this or that. Well, you cannot use that swipe up feature until you have at least 10,000 followers. So what us newbies are doing is implementing something called Linktree. And I want you to write this down. It's an interesting link. It's L-I-N-K, link, LINKTR.ee. And that's the address that you're going to plug into your search bar to get this all set up. Now, I'm going to be very truthful with you. I finally got my 4-inch roots done today, which is a 5-hour process. Drove home and got here, and my internet didn't work, which is per the usual. It could not work until Tony Stain got home. So he got it all set up, but I was unable to set up my Linktree to show you as an example. But I did have 5 seconds on mobile to search how to set up Linktree on YouTube. And there's a lot of explanations. A lot of people have made that video for us. I found this one, it was like 2 minutes long, and it looks like it was a Beachbody coach actually, and she showed how you do it. Fairly easy, but you set it up on your computer, and then some things, and she'll walk you right through it, and I want you to kind of go there and to set it up. But I'll tell you some things, some examples that she had. The first one under my links is chat with me. The second one was connect with me on Facebook. The third was a challenge group application. The fourth was learn about coaching. And the fifth was browse my blog. I went on, and you can rearrange the order that you want them in. I went on to look at Katie Hefner's because I know that she recently did this. Her first one was interested in fitness or biz coaching. The second was my favorite things, everything from fitness, baby, and life. And I just happen to know that that is connected to her Amazon affiliate link, which that's not anything to do with IG, but I'm just letting you know that's what that is. The third one's her blog, and the fourth one is connect with me on Facebook. Now, what I want you to know is like, okay, so you have those clickables, but what does it take you to? There's a application called Wufoo. You've probably all heard of it, WUFOO.com. This is a way for us to have like a landing page, AKA an email collector. It's also a way for us to get people's information, questions that we already have written out that they can answer, which would eliminate a lot of time on the phone. but it's something that you can find out where everyone is and what they want that you would then use to get on the phone. So once they've submitted that, you can read about them. Then you reach out to them and say, okay, I've read about you. I've learned about you. I'd love to get on the phone for 10 minutes and get you started or whatever. I still want to take this to the phone, guys, because we all know that it gets to the close a lot quicker. Okay, so here's the deal, because I apologize, I was very behind on this. If you could go to Katie Hefner's page when we get off and just click on her link tree. It's in her description, which we'll also put ours in our description when we make it up in the notes section. And just click through there so you can see what she's done. And you can even peek her Woofu app and see the verbiage and what she's asking of people. So it's not all on you, guys. We can use other people as examples, and we can make it our own. We'd obviously make it our own words, but we could use her application as a guide of how we'll make ours. Does that make sense? So I have set a goal to get to 10,000 followers by the end of March. Not sure how, but we're going to talk about hashtags later, which is, I think, a way that we can find people. But I'm setting that goal because I want to go ahead and get that swipe up option, because goals, right? Legit, right? We want to, be progressing. And I really feel like amount of Instagram followers is one of those goals. It's something that you're actually going after. I've never set a goal to increase that, and it's always been around 5,000. So you gotta set goals in order to move forward. So the link tree is a way to put your links on there to connect all of your social sites. It's a way to collect other people's information. If you do blog, which I'm not sure if this team has a ton of bloggers, it's a way to connect them to other things about you. Let them know all about what you offer and, educate them and attract them in that kind of way. All right, so that should cover that. Look also on, I don't know, I was going to say, I'm not sure if anyone's connecting their Beachbody website to that. They may in the next topic that Kristen's going to be talking about. I'm not sure. Kristen, maybe you will know. But we don't want to put something on there that's off-putting. And since I don't know a ton, I'm not sure. But that may be an option to one day put your like your website, your Beachbody website, where to buy or the links for all of that. Okay, so that's really quick, just something that we're all going to look into after this call. All right, Kristen, to you.
Okay, I do want to say I set up a link tree today real fast, just with one form, but because I am technology, I'm challenged. I just wanted I figured it out.
Hey.
Well, actually, my assistant figured it out.
Even better.
But I could not figure out why my link tree was not working. It wasn't live in the bio. And I posted it in my bio instead of in the website section, just so you guys know. It won't go live if you post it in your profile, but you have to post it in the section for the website. So
I'm not sure I know what you mean by that.
Just when you go like on your, there's a place for your website, like on your business page. I did it from my computer because Linktree is from your computer. So
it'll show you there. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, on Instagram on your computer. So the next thing I was going to talk about is highlights. So that's something that's pretty new. And I just created my first one today. I haven't added anything, but I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but you're probably familiar with Instagram stories. And highlights are taken from Instagram stories. So what they are is it's like these, and I don't know if you can see that, but they show up as bubbles down underneath. And your Instagram stories disappear after 24 hours, but you can highlight something from your stories and it'll be there as long as you leave it there. So some of the things, I'm going to pull out my notes. Some of the things that people are doing, that top coaches are doing with their highlights, they're using it to talk more about the business. So like a lot of titles are like coach life, food, they chronicle their current program they're doing. So you can take like, your exercise videos from your Insta stories, your moves, and put them in the highlights so people can really follow your journey. You can do an invite to your next challenge group in your highlights and keep it there. And then also just add things about your life, things you enjoy. I know Jen Richardson is one I follow a lot, and she did she has a family bubble highlight. She has things that are so going again back to your interest list, who you are, things that people will connect with you on. So like one person was fashion, they like fashion. One person was food, family, their pets, whatever you want in your highlights, it just stays there, and it's kind of like a feature, I guess. And then you can make them just simple. You can just add them the way they are. You get to title them underneath, or like I started making like cover highlights. So the weird thing is you do have to add them to your Insta stories to get them in your highlights. So like if I added all of my bubbles I wanted to do, it'd be kind of maybe weird for my followers, but from what I heard is that you just kind of have to do it. It just has to be in your Insta stories to get added to highlights. And so trying to think, I created, a lot of people have ones that are, the same, say, color, and then they just have the titles on the little bubbles. And if you want to go that far, I actually linked a video on how to do it in the DFG Unified page under the Instagram training. And it's pretty short and easy. So I don't know if that's kind of what highlights are. I don't know. It's just a new feature, and Instagram loves when you use new features. They think your page is, when you're using the things that they put out there, they think your page is more important. So it's always good to utilize as many things as they put out.
No, that's a fantastic feature. Someone that I look at a lot, because she's kind of like the Instagram trainer right now, is Shanna Jackson. So I went to hers, and it's kind of like the things that you would get asked most often, or the things that you want people to know. Like she has my why as one, coach life, my meal plan she has as one. So she's just like kind of even adding value in her highlights. We may open this call up to Monica at the end, because apparently she knows but Melanie Mitro also has a few highlights on hers too that you could check out. This is all about, looking to other people's things and for inspo and recreating it. Perfect. Okay, cool. So I love that there's all these little things that we can do. It just seems faster over on IG. It seems more friendly and fun. I don't know about you guys, but and I don't really spend any time scrolling through. Maybe I should. Maybe we'll learn that later. But I look at a few people's stories, and right now I'm just focusing on beefing up mine, getting mine all set up to where it's a functional place to meet people, add value, and get everyone funneled in. I love that we can do the applications. Okay, perfect. All right, so actually you're talking about the next thing, because we're kind of moving on. That was like foundational things. The next thing is just kind of content. So the first part would be just a regular post that we haven't really, we focus a lot on stories, but a regular IG post. I wanted Kristen to kind of tell you, because sometimes you'll see content and then and then hashtags. And what does that all mean, Kristen?
Well, I'm trying to look. Instagram, well, as you guys know, social media changes a lot. So from what I've learned recently, and like we said, we can bring Monica on at the end, because she's kind of, she'll be like, oh, you're wrong. But no, I'm just kidding. What I've learned, the cool thing, like what Lindsay was saying, is we're trying to make a movement to get off of being on social media so much and back to freedom with our families. That's why we're doing this. So the cool thing about Instagram is Insta stories are like 15 seconds. And we want to encourage you to do at least 10 Insta stories a day, which that might seem like a lot, but the truth is you can snap your kids running around the house. You can snap your dog, sitting for a treat. You can snap a workout move. It really doesn't take too much to post 10 Insta stories a day. But the cool thing is what they're saying now, what I've read is if you post at least one quality post on Instagram a day, then you should be good. So one post, whereas before when we started coaching, it was like at least 3 to 5. And so one post a day. And what they're saying is that interest list that you have, you should be posting about those things. If someone says, Kristen is about running and Disney and coffee and those things, if they come to my page, they want to interact with me because of those things. So if they don't see those in my posts, they're going to be like, well, we don't have that much in common. So something you want to do in your posts is add your interests. So I know, like Monica showed me, when you scroll down, she kind of looks at the top 2 rows of your Instagram. Like that's what people see when they go. So how does that look? The top 2 rows, are they family, whatever, saying about you? Do they have variety, and are they pleasing to the eye? Now, Instagram is a photo format. So you don't have to be a great photographer. Although if you want to learn photography tips, that's always super helpful. And I'm happy to help. But the cool thing is like, there's great photo editing apps that I can share that help. They're natural light. You can get a little Diva light or whatever for your phone, but make sure you have good lighting. Make sure your photos are clear. And yeah, I'm trying to think. Good photo editing apps. So, and then your post should have your hashtags. From what I've learned is you should have at least 15 hashtags on a post. And hashtags is a huge, huge story. But you're going to start looking for hashtags that relate to your interests. And and I don't think we have time for all of that tonight, but I'm happy to figure out how to find the right hashtags. But you want to have hashtags that go with your photo, that go with your interests. And from what I found is usually about that are being used 100,000 times or less. That way, like hashtags that are used like, Flex Friday, don't ever use that. It's probably used like 6 million times. So by the time your photo is posted, if someone is looking for someone, for someone to follow for inspiration, your photo is gone. It's so far down. So that's kind of what the numbers mean in a general, but it's so much more in depth, and finding people is a huge part of hashtags. Being able to connect with people that you connect, that will be your next coach, your next challenger. That's what hashtags are for. So I don't know. Do you want me to go into...
Okay, so I know one thing that hung me up, and I'm telling you, if someone started talking hashtags, I was immediately like, it was just like, in my ears. I did not want to hear it. I only ever wanted to use hashtags that were funny and kind of ironic on my posts. Like, I didn't want to use them to find people. It just seemed like a lot of work. Okay. I still haven't started using hashtags because I legit just got into IG. But I did notice that there was a thing that people were doing. Like, they would post a nice looking photo on IG, and then they would write something, and then it looked like they had ... and then a slew of hashtags. And I'm like, there's got to be a reason why people are doing that. Why are they doing that? Here's a few things that I have learned. And we're going to have a follow-up call of more tech side of this, where you find those hashtags, how you find them that are useful. There's websites for that. But what I've noticed is there's content, there's ... and there's hashtags. And people have, like Kristen said, at least 15. I'm like, that seems like a ton of work. But what people have done are they've created 4 sets of 15 to 20 hashtags in their notes section. They make a post, they go and copy that, and they throw it on there. But even still, I'm like, have you guys ever tried to type in IG? It's not user friendly to me. you want to press return to space and you're like putting a hashtag there. It's like, what is going on? Monica's smiling cutely. She's figured it out. I have not. Do you type it up in the notes section? I don't know. But I was like trying to get the ... there because I saw other people doing it, right? And like, there's got to be a reason. And I couldn't get it. So, Kristen, do you know how to write your content and do the spacing with the dots and then get your hashtags there?
It looks like Monica's saying type it in the notes. She was nodding her head.
Yeah.
You can talk, Monica.
I'll pop in. Yeah. So can you guys hear me fine?
Yeah.
I type it in my notes. And so the whole point of the ... as long as there's no space before or after, it's just no spaces. So you have to end your sentence and then return ... So there can't be any spaces before or after. And it's just so that when you go in and you scroll down, that it just shows your caption instead of seeing all your massive hunk of hashtags attached to your caption. So it's just more visually appealing, I think, is the only purpose for it. Yeah.
Okay, that is so easy and simple, but it makes sense because what I've noticed is IG is supposed to be aesthetically pleasing. That's one other thing that turned me off because I'm like, so what? We have to all be a professional photographer with all these amazing filters to make it in this place? Like, it wasn't something I wanted to sign up for. But it turns out, I mean, I know we're supposed to have one quality post a day, and I do want to strive for that. Most people are hanging out on stories. What I would probably do is catch someone's story and then go to their pictures and swipe through. That's probably how my brain would work. I just don't want us to get so caught up in like it's got to be so pretty or I can't make it there. I don't really think that. What do you think, Monica? What do you think, Kristen?
Well, for me, I mean, I'm a perfectionist, and that was even being a photographer, I felt like I couldn't post if it wasn't perfect.
Right.
But I've gotten over that. The funny thing is like and I don't know if I've told Monica this before, but I've told a few people that I will go to, and I'm not saying Melanie Mitro's, and her photos are not that great. Right. And she is the top coach. And so it doesn't have to look like a page out of a magazine. It doesn't have to be, you just have to do you and be able to connect with your audience. Your person you're connecting with, if you're more, you don't care so much about, it's just really good lighting, clear photos, and you have a message there that's going to reach your person. That's kind of my take. Monica, do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I think, there's some kind of flow though, like, not like a uniform, but like they should kind of go together, for me, I like lots of color and it's it's fun to go back. It's like a scrapbook, of your life. Posts and fun. Yeah. Of your life, your day. And the thing is, it doesn't always have to be a selfie that's, you in full makeup, because that doesn't happen all the time. It can be like details, it can be shoes, it can be a palm tree, like it can be like parts of your day that look better than your face at that moment. Right? You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be always just you. Like just show pieces of your day that kind of go together in a way that you like.
That is a good point. It reminded me of, do you guys know that Haley Christensen girl? Christian?
I watched one of her videos today.
Woo! Okay, yeah. She's got her own brand, right? I mean, she's got some foul language. She's funky. She's funny. But she did I think it may have even been her national wake-up call, but she talked about like have selfies, have standalone photos to where you literally just like prop your phone up on, like I'm hanging it on my computer right now, you know what I'm saying? And put it on the timer and take a picture, or a tripod or whatever. So it's like a selfie, something from far away that you're not holding your camera. So there was like some suggestions on how to, because I look at my IG, a lot of them are selfies. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I clearly wasn't getting creative there. But if you only have one a day, maybe we can challenge ourselves to be a little creative. As I'm talking, I'm like, I'm probably losing everybody with all of these to-dos. But I promise you, it has been not that time consuming. And I made myself a deal. Like, I am not going to be chasing my children around, storying them. Okay. Like, I wasn't going to do that. I don't want my kids to think that I have to have my phone all the time. Okay. That's very important to me, for my family and for your family. All right. So, okay. I think that pretty much covers it. At least one good quality regular post with some content, with those little dots, and then hashtags. Okay. That you store in your notes section. And we're going to, if not do another call, because I don't want to make everyone wait, but just maybe drop some tips into Unified on how you can find the hashtags that work for you and your IG page. Okay, perfect. So the next thing we're going to talk about is stories. And this is actually something that I've had a lot of fun with, even though I've totally sucked at it. And I will tell you, I just kind of disclaimer, I haven't said it on IG, but I've kind of joked around with my friends. My stories are going to look silly because I'm playing with them. I'm learning how to add music. I'm learning how to add text. And it's like, I really don't care. They're gone in 24 hours. And if I wanted, I could just delete them. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about anything. I'm figuring it out and just kind of playing around. I danced a little bit today, added some music to it, and posted it. It's like, okay, it's there, whatever. But at least I'm, getting familiar with it. So what do I have written on for stories? Okay, so I wrote down as a note, at least 10 a day. I did not know that. I want to get something up there. But just from watching through people's, it is nice to follow the story, okay? Where it's somebody posts their workout, then their food, and then their kid playing volleyball. I'm like, oh, what's happening, right? But if you did like a building the story is what I've noticed has caught my attention, and it's something that I'm trying to do. So something that I noticed is like somebody would be building text on one photo. So it's like a photo. I did it the other day, and I just posted a picture of me and Reeve nursing, and it said, I want to teach women. And then I took that picture, and then I added the text to it, and I hit save. And then I went back into my story, and I selected that same picture that said, I want to teach women. And I added underneath there, especially moms, because I'm sitting there breastfeeding, right? Add to story, save. And then to build a business. So I'm building this text on this one photo. Have you guys seen that? Where you're clicking through someone's story and it just keeps adding all this text on it? And it's kind of like, oh, I'm into this. I'm reading a book, like I'm into this. But the first thing I thought was, is there a shortcut that I don't know about? Or is it picture, text, save, add, picture, text, save, add? And that is it, okay? That is what you got to do. But then you just go back and delete it out of your camera roll. But it really took me, 3 minutes to do. And I like to give people a story to follow. Not to say that it has to be every time. Another example of that is the other day, I had on my to-do list to roast these sweet potatoes that have been sitting around. And the Reeve's favorite. So I just took a picture of a potato, and then I chopped it up and took a picture of it chopped, then added the coconut oil, took a picture of that, salt and pepper, took a picture of that, threw it in the oven, took a picture of it in there. So I just took all the pictures, and then my potatoes were cooking, and then I went and added the text. Roasted sweet potatoes, chop, coconut oil. And I built a little story for people to follow. And then I just said Reeve's favorite snack when it was all done and steaming. Okay, so I don't know if that is, anything earth-shattering, but it was something that I've enjoyed doing and that got responses from people. What else was there? Okay, so on the story thing, I really want to drive home that you do not have to do it in lifetime. I have captured my day and then sat down at the end of the night and just kind of threw it up there. Whether or not that is right, I don't look at the time when I'm going through someone's story. Sometimes they have the time on there, which is okay, whatever, it's like, I don't know the reason behind that, but it is kind of cool. Oh, they posted that at midnight last night. Oh, and they went to bed at 10:59. Oh, and they're up at 8. Now I know what time they go to sleep and wake up. So that was kind of cool. But what the bottom line is I want us to have work hours and to work in those hours. And me adding to my story is work, and it's something that I'm going to do, and then a lot of time that I've given it. Does that make sense? So I don't think, and maybe Monica or Kristen can say something, that it has to be throughout your day. I think you can just throw it on there when you have the time. Any thoughts on that? No? Okay. So here's the deal. There is regular text on your IG story where you upload a picture and then you hit your little text and you can change it. Like I was getting my hair done today and Lala was like, how do you get that cursive pretty writing? Well, up on top, it will say classic, modern, neon, bold, typewriter. So you can change the text. You can change the size and the color, right? Now, there is one other thing because I'm like, I want music. I like having fun with music. I want music. I did pay $3 for the Hype Type app. Hype Type. Me coming off $3 for an app it doesn't happen often. I'll be honest. It's like paying shipping. No one wants to do that. It's like paying tax. I can't stand it. But I did do it because I felt like it would make it more enjoyable for me. And it is so user-friendly, guys. So user-friendly. You swipe up on that app to add your story or picture. And then down on the bottom, you can add your text. You can change the text. You can change when the text appears during the video. You can add any music that you want. Like the other day for Soren's baseball video, I just typed in baseball. And it gave me every song that's affiliated with baseball, even down to what songs different professional baseball playing teams use, like Sweet Caroline, right? So Glory Days popped up. I'm like, that's perfect. I love that song. And it just made that. I got so many messages from that, like, oh my gosh, I love what you're doing with your stories. You know, I mean, not from anybody who doesn't already know me, so whatever, but it is capturing people's attention. So I think if we're going to use IG, because it's like the new place to be for business, it's a good investment. Is obviously a write-off. But it just, when you pay the $3, it removes the watermark, where otherwise you have to be rocking Hype Type on all of it, which I've never liked that. I used Insta Beauty one time, and I posted it, and I noticed it's like a glaring thing, and like erase. How dare like I don't want that on there. That was so funny. That was a vain moment, okay? But vain and prideful moment. But I just didn't want that watermark on there. It was like marking me, right? Okay, so that covers the text, how to add music, because this is one of those things. I kept a list when I was going through people's stories, and they had all this cute text and music. I wrote down, figure out how to get that on there, because I wanted to be able to juice mine up, right? Okay, sorry, I hope I'm not rambling. Back to you, Kristen. Or maybe me. Where are we? Hashtags and filters?
Oh, yeah, hashtags. So hashtags and filters on Insta Stories, same thing. You can just do a hashtag in the type and, tag your Insta Stories. Another place you can tag things outside of your actual post. Another big thing that you do is in the photo, the sticker thing, you can do a location. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about that, but it's funny because you don't have to be at the location. You can tag a location that you think you might, like I go to Disney all the time. So I could hashtag, or I could say I'm at Disney and connect with people that way. And the other thing I was thinking, with your interest, I hashtagged the other night, my daughter and I are really into watching Once Upon a Time on Netflix. That's like kind of our thing. And so I hashtagged Once Upon a Time. And I probably had 600 viewers from Once Upon a Time from that story. Because a lot of times if you do a location or a hashtag for something that has a large following or a location, people that are there, then that drives them over to your page, which is kind of cool. So maybe think about those things on your Insta Stories, because bringing them into your Insta Stories, like we're saying, they get to know you a little bit. There was this one lady, I sent this a picture to Lindsay today. I connected with her and she just started watching my stories. And finally today she went to my actual profile and was reading through it and sent me this amazing message, you know? So it's like, it's all a process, but it's so cool. And that's why I'm loving Instagram, because people are reaching out and getting to know you for you. It's not like you're throwing up an invite to a challenge group all the time and hoping that someone will respond. It's like people are interested in you because they like you. You know, you get to talk to them through Instagram stories, through, you know, and then through your actual photos to read about you. And it's just a really cool way to connect. So that's kind of the location, the hashtags. You can also tag people. Same thing, just with your text on. And I haven't tried it yet, but they were saying if you don't want the locator, I watched a video earlier today, like say you said you're at Disney, you can hold it down and it goes lighter gray. So it's not so like intrusive on your photo. But
say that again?
If you hold down, I haven't tried it yet, but what it was, Jatana was saying, if you hold down that sticker, the location sticker that you put on there, it should go light gray. And so it's not so like, you know, I'm tagging this in my photo and the focus is back on your photo, but the tag is still there.
Oh, okay. I'm doing it as you are talking because that I think is smart. But okay, so I'm going to just, of course, now it's not working. I'm going to tag Dunedin, hold it down. Oh, it says tap for more. Okay, you just tap it and it goes see-through. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so just in case anyone didn't know, when you choose your picture, you put your text or tag or whatever, that is underneath that little smiley face peeled up sticker guy. So where you can add a hashtag, where you can add your location, where you can add the GIF or GIF or whatever it is. Because anyone seen those like crazy little dancing people on there? I was like, how are they getting that? It's just that one little sticker. It's got everything you need. Very easy, very fun, very funny. And I like funny. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for teaching us that. I had an extra here that I wanted to talk about really quick. And that is, I don't know if you guys go through anyone's stories, but I've been going through a lot just to learn. And it's like, oh, they're working out. Oh, they've got food. And then they're talking, right? And I almost like get mad when they're talking. I'm like, I want to keep looking at your life. And then it's like, okay, you're talking. I don't have volume on right now, but I'm just going to hit oh, you're still talking. You're still talking. It's like, you're still talking. You're still talking. Okay, so I don't know about you guys. Maybe Monica, professional, or Kristen. I know Kristen's viewpoints on it. I don't think there should be more than like 3 consecutive talkings. I don't know. It loses my interest, even the people I love. But if you got a lot to say, you got a lot to say. But here's one thing that even Lala, because me and Kristen were kind of talking today while she was doing my hair, and she's like, oh, I totally agree. Oh, I totally agree. And so then I suggested, like, and I have no idea if this is even a good idea or not, but if you are going to do the talking one, add like the topic of what you're talking about. In case someone's on the airplane, in case they're in a waiting room or in a loud place, I'm going to go back and watch that. So like if I was about to, you know, talk about something where I'm inviting or something, I'd be like, yo, you want to hear this or something? Because if I saw something like that, I would be like, okay. You know, and I would try to listen to it. Maybe something that's a topic of it, or can you write on a talking one? You can record yourself just like everything else, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I would probably put a tagline or a catchphrase or something that lets people know what it's about. Should they even invest their 15 seconds? And if it's more than 30 seconds, 45 seconds, now we're into a minute and a half, right? What's it going to be about? Shalene Johnson's probably the only person I'm going to keep listening to because she makes me laugh. Everyone else, even the people I adore, I can't do it. Because I'm not here to really learn about these people's lives because I know what they do. I'm here to perfect my thing. And if I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to attract people, and that was pushing me off. That makes sense? Okay, so you can chew up the meat and spit out the bones on that one if you want, but that was just something that I noticed, and something that I'm going to try to do is put like a tagline or something about what it's about. See if people even want to listen to it. Okay, we're at 8:53. I think that covered everything that I wanted to cover. The last thing on my list, and we have covered it all, was Kristen has been working diligently to get a list of things that we need to do each day to make this effective in IG. Is it ready yet? Do you want to say anything about that?
It's close. It's not quite, but I have also, what I started with is taking all of these notes, some of what we went over tonight, but also the in-depth, like how to follow and unfollow, how to find your hashtags, how to find your people, all of that. So that's really in-depth. So I'm creating a document to give to everybody where you can kind of like have it in front of you instead of having to sit and listen to hours of YouTube videos and take it out. So that way you'll have that. And then my thought, what Lindsay is talking about, is to condense it. Once you understand how to build your Instagram, to condense it down to like a daily task sheet of what you should be doing daily to really work your business on Instagram. The easy steps, like granted, you're going to have to go back and do things and change things and that type of thing, but I'll probably chat with Monica a bit about it before I put it together. But that's my goal, is really just to have it out there and to help be able to give it to everyone to make it easy. So you don't have to invest that much time into watching videos and everything. And our new coaches coming on, we can give that to them and they can feel confident that they can just have it and kind of, start and run with it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay. We appreciate that. You investing your time. I know I do. Okay, cool. So one last thing, and it always helps just to hear it one time at least. Like, I just put some text on here. I couldn't figure out how to tag that location, that specific salon. So I'm like, oh crap, how do I get that off of there? You literally just grab it with your finger and a garbage can appears at the bottom. Just swipe it down in there. I didn't know that till 5 seconds ago. So, the little things, right? To make this more efficient. I want it to be quick and fun. Last thing I was thinking of just now, and I already forgot, but, everyone, if you haven't ever done any type of story, go ahead and I'm Xing out of there, discard, pick up your phone. Or a lot of people are probably watching this on their phone. Go to your story. Do you know how to go to your story? Go to your personal page and then click on the circle. Is that the only way to do it, guys?
To do what?
Go to your stories.
Oh, to see your stories, click on the circle. To add to them, click on the camera up in the top left.
Top left. I don't have that. Oh, you got to be in your home. Yeah, you got to be in your home for that. Don't be on your profile. Okay, so I'm going to, if you have your phone, I'm going to go here. And I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to put on there that we worked. Okay, so take your picture if you're not using this. I'm going to add my text. I don't even know what's cool to say, but we're doing a story. Working with my homies all over the country. Whose first story is this? Michelle, really? Don't worry, it will be gone in 24 hours. But
Lindsay, stay. Where do I get rid of my forehead lines? Because this is not okay.
Okay, you can swipe over for like instant filters. I've got him too. I've got him too.
You know I love you if I'm doing this.
I just want it to be. If you get it done, then you posted a story and it feels good. I look horrible. So yeah, you can swipe to the left and get different filters.
I already did it. I already sent it.
All right. Should I tag anything? Can I do it? What should I tag? Can I tag? Okay, so yeah, do we talk about text box and tag with just a simple @ I'm going to tag Kristen. Yeah. And then I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to change the font. Yeah. Perfect. And then add the story. Done. Okay, I hope you all did that as well. Was this helpful, fun, kind of exciting? It's something new. It's like opening up a new part of your store. For me, that's what it feels like. We just added on to our store. For the people who've been on IG for a long time, they're like, girl, get with it. But when it's just something new and different, and that makes it exciting. I think we covered everything. Kristen's going to get that document to us, the daily to-dos. I do think that there's a follow-up call that needs to be had where it's the more tech side. Because, of course, everything in life can't just be fun, unfortunately. There's, like, some technical stuff to do to make sure we're making the most effectiveness on this, right?
Yeah. We're going to, and this is, I need to dig in and do it, but your hashtags, finding your hashtags, following people, connecting with people, it's very time intensive, but that's how you're going to grow your following, is really finding the right people. And that's a whole nother call. So, but I'm trying to type all of that out to make the steps easy so you can kind of look at it, and I don't know, but you definitely need to be doing that to grow your business. Because you can get some organic stuff through Instagram stories and just kind of throwing hashtags out, but it's not effective to actually build a business, I think. Right, Monica? Yeah. Okay. You have to find the people that are that's the whole, I think, point with Instagram, is being able to find people that you will connect with and will want to, go through this with you. And so you have to work to find those people.
Right. Real quick, because it is 9 and we should all get off, but when you get a new follower, do you do anything with that? Do you look into their account? Do you write their name down anywhere? Or do you just kind of hope that they watch your stories and want to join you? That's a good question. If you don't know the answer, it's fine, but we need to write it down. What do you do with new followers? Okay.
I'm not good at it yet. I mean, I go to their account, and if I feel like I want to connect with them, follow them. And then if there's actual interaction, and, part of the whole process of follow, unfollow is tracking and, keeping track of the people. And then if it's not there, if like they're not active with your page, if you aren't gelling, then you unfollow, because you want, and I don't have this yet, my numbers are off, but you want to be following less people than are following you. And you want to have room for, the people that you want to see, the people that you really want to connect with and bring onto your team. So,
right. I think a lot of times when somebody follows you, it's a strategy. It's to get your attention, because it pops up in notifications. So if you see somebody that likes, several things and starts following you, they've got your attention. They see your name. They're basically calling you to their page. So, take a look at their profile and see what they have to offer, because if they are a Beachbody coach or, selling some product, they are after you. So, make a note of their name, but see what they want. Are they really interested in you, in joining you, in what you have to offer, or are they interested in you buying something from them? Because, they could very well unfollow you the next day, and then, that they were just kind of fishing for people. But,
interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it's a learning curve. This is an option, Facebook was an option. IG's an option. There's still the option to meet those lovely bodies that we see walking around in public places. We all just got to be adding people to our business, to our list. I want to use social media still, but I want to use it effectively, efficiently, and the right way. But I always want to take it to the phone. Okay. Take it to the phone, get them connected. Lead with the need If they want to lose weight, get them connected into the challenge group. If they need to make more money, talk about the business. But yeah, this is fun. Have fun with it. We want to just be doing things that bring us joy, right? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. If you guys haven't responded to that question, those 2 questions in the Unified page yesterday about what does bring you joy, I'm going to do that now so we can start addressing that. All right, Kristen, thank you so much for doing this with me. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah. We just kind of did this today, right? Like, hey, we did this.
Yeah.
Awesome. Monica, thank you for everything that you added. You gorgeous soul.
Yes.
Thank you all for being on. We will get this uploaded to YouTube and posted in the Unified page. And please, underneath this call post in Unified, if you have questions, post them so we can get you answers. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Love you guys. Go enjoy your night. Hug your families, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.